Hello YouTube and welcome to the channel. Now then, today's video is going to be concerning our freshly built Kit C34, very kindly supplied by WPL. Now I was going to do a trail run video today. We're going to take it through the woods, but in the best tradition of a UK bank holiday, it's absolutely peeing it down out there. The weather is abysmal. It's like a winter's day. So if you watched the build videos for this, you'll know that I was quite surprised that on the new RES-V3 electronics you can have an external ESC to the motor. So ever since I learnt that fact, I thought, I'm going to put that theory to the test and see if it does actually make any difference having an external ESC. In theory it should give you a bit more oomph. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to put an external ESC on this. I've got a little 30 amp ESC basically, so that is what we're going to be fitting. Now I'll just show you here. Now, because of the position I've put the board in when I built it, everything should be fairly easy to get to. It shouldn't be too much of a mither. Still going to look a little bit like a rat's nest under there, but I should be able to get to everything from the top here. So that's precisely what we're going to do. We've got a fresh cup of tea, soldering irons warming up safely on the desk, and the rest of the bench is an absolute pigsty, which is par for the course. So I'm going to go and try and get a wiring diagram for this, and we'll match it up with the truck's wiring. Now then, I've just discovered an unusual little quirk with this system that might have people scratching their heads out there when they can't get it to work. It certainly befuddled me for a short period of time, I can tell you, until I had a quick cheeky search on Google and found the answer. But on most ESCs, the ESC will be plugged into the battery, and the ESC will be plugged into the receiver and will power the receiver. On the WPL system, the battery powers both at the same time. So effectively, the battery is connected in parallel to both the ESC and the receiver. Now normally the ESC would feed 5 volts to the board, and that would power the receiver, but not in WPL's case. They're both powered at the same time. So you can actually turn, well, they're both connected to the battery at the same time. You can turn the ESC on, see that's flashing there. Now we can go underneath, turn the board on, the receiver. Let's get the control. So I can bind the control. Let's just turn that off a minute. Now when I touch the throttle, there you go, I don't know if you can see that there. It's telling me that there's a signal being fed to the ESC. So all I've got to do now is connect the ESC to the motor and we're job done. Now that to me seems a lot simpler than before, but what a clever little system that is. But that might, you might actually come unstuck if you didn't realise that, because you'd be there forever thinking that somehow the ESC must power the board, but it doesn't. The battery does. They take a feed off the battery together. So we'll go ahead and I'll connect the ESC to the motor, see what happens. So now we've got the ESC directly connected to the motor, and we've got our battery wires in parallel, one set going to the ESC, one set to the receiver. Now we'll just quickly try it. So we've got forward, backwards. Now I have noticed something very odd is when I fitted this ESC, I don't know whether it's because it's such a cheap one, but I have lost a little bit of like a sixth of the initial throttle movement. It's not as much of a crawl as there was before. Anyway, we'll have to see what it's like outside. If I've lost that little bit of control though, it's coming straight off, because that was the one thing that really impressed me, was the low down crawl speed in that initial gear. So as soon as it stopped raining here in the UK, approximately next month sometime, I will take this outside and see what the addition of an ESC has to the performance of the standard board, for the better or for the worse. back indoors now. Finally managed to get out in between rain showers. The weather is absolutely bonkers here in the UK at the moment. 1 minute it's bright sunshine, the next it's absolutely tipping it down like winter. But anyway, what did we think about fitting an external ESC to our RES-V3 electronics? Well, I am not entirely convinced, you know, and I'll tell you why. I think I've gained some top speed. There's definitely a bit more power there. There's definitely a bit more top speed in both gears. But, and this is a big but, I've lost a little bit of throttle control. You sort of have to move the trigger a fifth to a sixth of its movement before anything happens, and then you get sort of a little bit of a jolt forward. Now, I'm not entirely sure whether it's worth, because the one thing I did like about this RES-3 system is the control. The control is absolutely fantastic, and to have a little bit of it taken away from you for the sake of a little bit more top speed, I'm not entirely sure it's worth it. Now, it could be, well, it's either testament to how good WPL's electronics are, or it could be the fact that I've used a cheap ESC. And I'm not sure of the exact term for it, but I've heard the word modulation bandied around. So it could be this thing hasn't particularly got good modulation down low. And it's not very good at sort of transposing the signals from the receiver to the motor. But like I say, I think I've lost a little bit of control. I don't know whether to leave it on and see if I can get used to it, because a bit more power is always useful. But like I said, I think at the moment the jury's out at the moment, so I'm not 100% convinced that I've improved this by fitting an external ESC. Anybody that is thinking about fitting an external ESC to the RES-3 system, don't forget that you have to mount the battery in parallel to the ESC and the receiver at the same time. So there you have it. Not a very satisfactory video, but it might help somebody who's thinking about fitting an ESC. They might want to possibly try a more expensive one. Like I say, I'm not 100% convinced I've actually improved it. Anyway, if you found this video of some use and of interest, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're feeling that way inclined, hit the subscribe button for more similar future content. We're getting very close to 1,000 subscribers, and there's a possibility, there's nothing set in stone though at the moment, so don't hold me to it, but there's a possibility a certain manufacturer is supplying a giveaway RC to celebrate our 1,000 subscribers. But you've got to be subscribed to enter, so to make sure you are eligible for this giveaway that may or may not happen, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching guys, and catch you again soon. Thank you.